Welcome, nerds. Welcome to another Podcasting One Nerdy. This is episode what? 3?
Episode 3.
3.
Revenge of the Nerds.
Revenge of the And you're here with That Nerd ADC and Brandon 2K.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a lot to talk about today, guys.
Too much, some would say. But we're going to cram it in here and make sure you guys get a high-quality episode.
So, what's blowing up our Twitter feeds? A lot of DC content. A lot is going on. So I want to start with Isabella Marced, Eddie Gaddetti, and Anthony Harrigan, and Nathan Fillion joined Superman Legacy. If you're not aware, they're Hot Girl, Mr. Terrific, and Metamorpho, and Guy Gardner, respectively. Their castings. Isabella, you may know as Dora, was one of her
Dora's coming to your big screen, ladies and gentlemen.
Eddie Gaffney, you may know him in X-Men back in the day. Anthony Garrigan, you may know him as Victor Zsasz in the Gotham series. Yep. And Nathan Fillion, I'm pretty sure.
If you don't know who Nathan Fillion is, I need you in the comments identifying yourself. This is like the Phaser Gunning fanboys. If you don't know who Nathan Fillion is, I don't know what you're doing with your life. But Butterfly, Castle, The Rookie, get on Hulu.
But Anthony Carrigan as Metamorpho actually is the one that intrigues me the most.
Yeah.
Because I loved his Victor Zsasz in Gotham. Yeah, I loved it.
It lets me know that they're going to play an integral part. I don't know what part, because I'm not, like I said, I'm not as versed in DC as my colleague here. Pretty sure Hot Girl and Metamorpho aren't always on the same team. Like they don't kind of correlate in the comics as much.
No.
Timelines are different, right?
Right. And Metamorpho actually starts as a villain and turns good in most iterations of Metamorpho. He actually doesn't want his powers in the beginning. He's very frustrated with them because he's like, Metamorpho is an experiment.
Okay.
He joins the good side pretty early runs in most comics, but usually gets talked to by Superman, and Superman has him see the light and starts that type of thing. But yeah, Anthony Carrigan is a really good character actor.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever saw Gotham and saw his Victor Zsasz.
A little bit, yeah.
But I think he's gonna nail this role. It's gonna be awesome.
I would have to agree.
Isabella Marced, I didn't see Dora.
Okay. I will say maybe that prepared her for the physical aspects of playing Hot Girl, but there has been very much mace swinging in Isabella's repertoire as an actress. But I think it's time. I think this is another intriguing one, just for the simple fact that we haven't seen her quite get into this role, and if the comics and animated series are any indication, she's going to be swinging that mace. So we'll see Isabella in a much more action-packed role.
And it's interesting as far as bringing in a Hawk Girl, because we've had Hawkman, right?
Yeah.
Black Adam.
Which matters not anymore, apparently.
If James Gunn decides to keep that casting or keep that part as canon, because he's cherry picking right now.
Yeah,
which he's allowed to do. We have that Hawk Girl Hawkman connection. I'm hoping that we dabble in that, or we get a new Hawkman. But to me, if we have Hawk Girl, we're definitely going to have Hawkman at some point. Eddie, I mainly know him from X-Men from way back in the day. Was Days of Future Past?
I believe you're right.
Big
Darwin.
Yeah. So I mainly know him from that. But
been in a few other movies. What was his role again?
He's playing Mr. Terrific.
Okay. So he definitely does have a bit of a swagger to him, which Mr. Terrific does have. I will say, yeah, I think it's a solid casting. I think, again, it's another character casting just to kind of match up with what they've done in the past, which is a good thing in this case. Yeah, I think you're right. This is news, but it's like, and again, with all this wait and see stuff with James Gunn, he's definitely milking the intrigue, I would say, with these selections.
And one thing I would say about all his casting so far, with the exception of Nathan Fillion, he's really like getting people that can define the roles and not be overshadowed by their name. So he's playing Guy Gardner. I'm pretty sure, and I was saying off camera to Brandon here that I'm pretty sure that Guy Gardner is not the be all end all lantern. I'm pretty sure our actual like main lantern is probably gonna be Jon Stewart or Hal Jordan or something to that effect. And you're gonna have Guy Gardner who's kind of like passing the torch at some point. So he's gonna be like more of the golden age lantern, like the back in my day lantern, type of thing.
Which fits Fillion.
Yeah, so I don't think he's going to be our main Green Lantern, and I think we're going to find our main Green Lantern probably in like 2025, 2026 when the Green Lantern show comes out. Yeah, so let us know what you guys think of these casting choices. I think he's setting up a pretty cool group here.
It's becoming quite the ensemble, I would say.
So more news: Sony moving Kraven, Spider-Verse, and more Marvel movies amid Hollywood strikes. Everything's on hold, especially since the exactly tier. Especially since the Actors Guild has gotten involved as well, and it's not just the writers strike at this point. So Sony has announced that Kraven, Spider-Verse, and basically basically all comic book movies are on hold, DC and Marvel alike. So they're probably we're probably looking at a year after where they initially were supposed to come out. So most of these are probably not coming out till late 2025, early 2026. If we're lucky, who knows how long the strike is going to go.
It's true. And one thing you guys will notice, if you guys are watching the news and everything with this, Sony seems to be able to give more information because I think they're working closer with the people to find a resolution. Kind of seems like Disney and Bob Iger and anything trickling down from the Disney mega umbrella is kind of tainted by Bob Iger's recent statements, as we've gotten no news, no updates, just a general assumption that things are going to be pushed back. I want to offer my support to SAG-AFTRA. We got to get everybody on the same page. I know they're not looking for a lot. I think these producers and executives can meet them halfway. So I fully support all actions, and President Fran out there kicking booty for everybody. Stay strong, guys. This is very, very, very important, and I hope you guys get your just desserts.
Yeah, they're asking for like less than 1% of most of these studios' earnings. Like they're not asking for a lot. Come on, guys. Blue Beetle director originally had his sights set on a Batman villain. He wanted to originally do a Bane movie. He's originally what he pitched. And they were like, hey, what about Blue Beetle instead? This is really intriguing to me. And you mentioned off camera, I think you're totally right. It's going to put a whole new spin when you're watching Blue Beetle, right? Because you're going to be like, what would she have done with Bane? Like,
100%. 100%.
So, this doesn't really surprise me either because it's the success of like movies like The Joker and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Villains are very sexy right now in Hollywood. So I think I would love to see a Bane movie if done right. Like any movie done right would be good. But I think Bane is an interesting character to have his own movie. I do think there's a lot of meat on the bone with Bane that you could do it.
And he's the buffest character. He has a lot of meat on the character too.
Right.
I think the reason we have it is because this villain has been bastardized so much.
True.
And not only just in film and television, but in the comic books.
Yeah.
Once you have an origin story, you kind of have to stick to it. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why there hasn't really been that whole established origin story / standalone movie, because everyone would go back and go, oh, well, that's the OG. So, but you're right. I think watching the Blue Beetle, you're going to sit there and go, I wonder how that style would have played in with a villain movie. You're going to sit there and go, man, I wonder if what the actual story of what his idea of Bane would have been. Yeah, it's one of those things where, dang, why haven't we gotten this? And people are asking, and it's cool to see people asking about a specific type of villain, because when you see people popping up, say, hey, I asked about this, hey, I asked about this, it gets those creative juices flowing and it makes things happen quicker, I think. It increases that demand for what they're trying to do.
Star Wars news. Lando.
Yeah.
The series finds a new life with Donald Glover and his brother, Stefan, as writers. Have you ever seen Dope? Or Atlanta?
Yep.
I think Dope was them too.
I think so.
Definitely Atlanta.
Yeah,
But-
definitely Atlanta.
But have you ever seen Atlanta? Like, this is great. This is great news. I think they're going to bring a really interesting light to the Lando character. Donald Glover already kills it as Lando. So to have his input on the script as well as his brothers, I think, like I said, case study. Seen Atlanta. There's no more to be said without Lando writing. So
Not Dope,
not Dope, but Atlanta.
but definitely Atlanta. Guys, we don't get superhero standalone series very often. Lando's some OG original stuff out there that's going to be done by someone who's respected not only as an actor, lyricist, and performer, but a stone cold killer when it comes to character study anything. He is a character in himself, and he's going to kill this series. Mark my words. This man can't do wrong. If he wants to do it, he puts his mind, which is just out there.
Him as a musician alone. Like, let me
How it is with Atlanta makes him one of the most creative people of our generation. I would say.
yes.
This is a huge dub. This is a huge dub.
I am not a huge Star Wars person, but I'm going to be watching this.
Yeah.
Just because I've seen Atlanta and I know what they're capable of, and I will be watching this. This is going to be on my radar,
100%.
Shazam. Stars Zachary Levi addresses DC Universe future. Basically, he's like, I think I'm screwed. It's basically what he said.
God love Zachary Levi, man. Like, don't get me, like, you can't. This man can't catch a break.
And he's a great Shazam.
He's so good.
Him and Angel, Angel's his last name. Him and Angel are like great as the Barry Batson Shazam duo. Like, they're great. So I definitely, if I was Gunn, I personally wouldn't recast them. I'd bring them over. They're great. But I also understand from a box office, from a studio head point of view, your movie bombed and bombed bad.
I don't, the Helen Mirren Lucy Liu casting on that is a little sus for me. Like
Asher Angel. There we go.
Yeah, Asher Angel. Yeah, I would like to see that movie with different villains. Honestly, like Helen Mirren's basically Judi Dench light, and then you have Lucy Liu, who's one of the premier Asian Pacific Islander actresses of all time, with Dave. Like, there's just a little, and Jiajin Hansu. There was just a bit of an imbalance in that movie for me, and this isn't like a critique at all. It's just,
you mean as far as like star level acting skill, or
I don't think they needed them to be that great. Like, I think they got overacted hard. And I'm talking the characters got overacted hard,
especially with Helen Mirren. Yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah, no, they took it very, very, very seriously, and it wasn't a serious movie.
In general, I liked the second one better than the first one, and I really liked the first one.
There was more going on. More going on.
But I also understand why it bombed. I get it.
It's not telling us. It's not telling us what her salary was. But it had to be astronomical. And then she called the plot too complicated.
There's nothing complicated about that movie.
Overacted it. Zachary Levi is a solid Shazam. Should not be recast. But like you said, from a studio head point, probably might. Unfortunately.
Sorry. And he's a huge nerd. He's one of us.
He's a good guy.
So Daredevil star Vincent D'Onofrio calls for patience with Born Again. Basically, he just tweeted patience because people are, worried about this. I'm worried about this. Daredevil was one of the characters that is my, like, I can relate to Brandon with Marvel because, like, I love Daredevil. And even I'm worried because the Netflix series was so good.
Yeah.
And I'm really worried about Disney-fying it.
And his cameo was like the one bright spot.
Yes,
of She-Hulk.
And kinda, because I'm gonna say this, like, I became less confident when I saw Kingpin and Hawkeye. That was so cartoonish, is so bad compared to what we got with the Netflix series. And even Daredevil and She-Hulk had that more Disney-fied spin. And I don't think that's going to fly because people have come to expect their Kingpin and their Daredevil based off the Netflix series. I think we're going to get totally different Kingpin.
And I would say it's going to be different. I don't think it's going to be a whole like flip. But when you're transitioning from Netflix to Disney, it's going to get a little gentrified. I'm sorry. It's going to get a little bit sauce taken away.
But would you agree Kingpin and Hawkeye was trash?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Well, I'm not going to say trash. So it reminded me of Kingpin in video games.
Yes.
So that's where we all know him from. And yes, D'Onofrio is a better actor and could like bring more to it. I think that it was rushed to put him into Hawkeye. I think it'll be okay. I don't think it'll be 100%. I think it'll probably be about 75 to 80% the Netflix because they're going to go with what's going to make them the most money, but they're also going to go with what's going to follow the Disney, whatever they have planning in the future.
I'm kind of worried about this.
I think you should be worried a little bit. I think it's still going to be very, 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 very solid.
And luckily, for Daredevil, only like 5% of the population saw his appearance in She-Hulk. So,
woo! Coming out swinging.
Were there lies told?
No, not even a little bit. I had to bring out the spice. You brought it out, throwing out some chamordi.
So I got a bone to pick with you because you like watch Secret Invasion.
Bring it.
The worst rated MCU Disney Plus series.
Be honest though. Did I or did I not tell you? It was not going to be an MCU superhero movie. It's a spy thriller, and if you go in accepting that fact that that's actually pretty good, was I wrong?
It's pretty good. Yeah.
It's not. So it is a game filler, not a game changer. It is there to give you the twists and turns without causing too much of a imbalance in the MCU that anything big has to happen. That's all it is. Maria Hill dying has no effect on the MCU anymore. Back if it was closer to like any of the Avenger movies, if it would have led up into that, it would have been World War III, just like it was with Coulson.
Spoiler warning.
The way she died and how she died allowed it to happen in a bubble. Oh my gosh, I just dropped a huge spoiler, didn't say spoiler alert. But anyway, so these things in this series can happen within the series and not affect anything. Like, I'm just going to keep dropping spoilers because, screw it.
Spoiler warning.
Black. Plug your ears. Rhodey is the Skrull, but we don't know how long Rhodey was a Skrull. And it helps bring some intrigue to Rhodey for Armor Wars. It helps bring more eyes to it because you saw this and you're like, maybe we'll get the explanation in Armor Wars. Disney and Marvel have had this gigantic secret underneath their belts for like Secret Invasion has been in the works for 5 to 7 years, guys. Don't think they decided to just go bloop bloop and we're going to do that. No, this again, with having all of the reference material, you see stuff happening, you see stuff coming, but they're able to put it into a vacuum with like Secret Invasion so that it doesn't affect anything else going on, but you're still entertained. With all the spoilers out of the way, being worst rated, there's a lot of people that kind of went over their head. And I'm not trying to alienate anybody. I'm not trying to call anybody stupid, but a lot of people watch MCU movies wanting superhero movies. And this was an MCU series, limited run, 5-issue comic run that you could watch and like be entertained while they work on other stuff.
What you got this week for video game corner, my friend?
Besides Mortal Kombat 1 ripping off everybody they can get their hands on, Diablo 4, everybody complain about the season and all this stuff. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff they're going to fix. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff that are glitched or whatever, but are you guys still playing it? Are you guys still spending money on the Battle Pass? Just like I said back last episode, if you guys are keeping up, these companies are not here to take your money by making good, high quality video games. They're here to give you what you like enough that you'll stay on it.
Yep. The bare minimum.
Now, am I out here playing Diablo? Did I get the Battle Pass? Sure, because I wanted the tap. Like I'm playing with other people. These companies are out here to get your money, guys. And if you guys want high quality video games, you need to invest in the right companies. And we thought Blizzard, could improve with Microsoft and stuff, but keep investing, guys. They're going to take your money and they're not going to give you a high quality product. So it's a video game drought. And this year has been a little droughty. Mortal Kombat 1, I'll go back to it just for a split second. We got announced Garrus. He's the Hourglass Keeper from Mortal Kombat 11. He does the whole like sand fatality also with I got told it's a reference. I told him it's blatant freaking use. A reference is like saying, hey, remember back when old boy did this? And then you like have a flashback of it and you see that exact same thing. Not when someone else is doing the exact same act. That's called just doing it. Garrus is holding Baraka's face to the sand and the sand is peeling his face away for the fatality. Is a reference. I blatantly doing it. Spider-Man 3 holding Sandman on the subway, peeling his face away.
Sounds like a hot take to me.
It's spicy at the very least, jalapeno-esque. I'll have something spicier next time, but like I said, it's a little bit of a drought video game wise. I'm waiting for the fall. I'm ready for the fall.
I don't know anymore. Like I try with Mortal Kombat. I try, but I totally agree with you. Like, and it's not just Mortal Kombat. There's this trend of nostalgia. I would say for the sake of nostalgia, but it's more of, I know these people are older now and they got money. So let's capitalize on the 90s.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Exactly. It's happening in all genres. Wrestling, I talked about last episode. Fight Forever has that archaic No Mercy type of style. Death No Mercy, which Death No Mercy is the bomb. One of the greatest wrestling games ever. But if you play it now, there's a lot of it that doesn't hold up, graphics-wise and mechanics-wise and stuff like that. So to take the 90s style and bring it to 2023 doesn't always translate, and it comes off as forced, and I just want your money.
Forced and lazy.
Yes.
Forced and lazy.
Yes. And they're doing it with Mortal Kombat, they're doing it with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they're doing it with wrestling games, they're doing it across the board. And it's obvious what they're doing because they know that we're in our 30s now and we got money.
The Pokemon 151s. Here's the hot take on that. Would it be okay if we were in a surplus and not a recession right now when everything's so stinking overpriced?
I think you touched on something there because I was just thinking, I'm not paying $60 for 90s graphics. Like I'm not paying $60 for a video game to go back in time. Like,
unless it's got a lot of your time in one spot, right?
Right.
You're looking for value.
Join the conversation here in the comments. But like, I think that's where it comes down to is like, at least for me, I'm not paying $60 plus for antiquated stuff. Like,
if I'm paying 60, I'm going for innovation. I'll pay 20, but here's the thing about that though. In a recession, when nobody's got any extra money to blow, and they're still giving us the same crap we've seen over and over and over again, are we gonna buy it? A lot of people will say yes, because that's what the next thing is. It's the same thing with subscriptions and everything. If the price stays the same, you'll pay $10 a month for however long. But the minute they say we're going up $2, you're reevaluating if you need the service or if you go into something cheaper. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'm enjoying Diablo. Is it very similar to everything else? Sure. But am I getting a new story? I'm getting a whole new story.
Yeah. And I think from a studio's point of view, from a developer's point of view, from studio heads and from creators, it's all because you go back to that stale bread type of thing. They're like, but you used to love this stale bread. Remember when you were a kid and you ate it up?
Yeah, I wasn't paying bills back then, homie.
Right. Like, you know, what Mortal Kombat 1 reminds me of? It's like if you're like your mom like threw like a hamburger and fries in a paper bag and said we have McDonald's at home. Like, that's kind of what it is.
And then she throws cheese on it and says, hey, I even sprung for the cheese.
Yeah, she puts one of your own toys in the bag and like, hey, now it's a Happy Meal. You know, like
case in point. Thank you. That yes. I'm sorry. I grew up playing Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3, Shaolin monks and all this other stuff. Deadly Alliance. I've seen all of this. They're the people buying. That's the best. That's the most messed up part. It's those people buying the game, and they're expecting change and innovation. Oh, we're gonna make it 2v2. They give you your nostalgia, but it's only as a Tekken Tag Tournament character. Give me Jax, pay John Parrish for his freaking likeness, and give me my OG Jax, and make him oh, so he grows and steps on people? Saw that in Mortal Kombat 3. Oh, he picks somebody up and slams them until their head pops off? Oh, sorry, saw that in Mortal Kombat 2. Make him take the arms, try them on or something, throw them off like something. I'm not the only sadistic, crazy person on the internet that's been feeding you ideas for the better part of 30 or 3 decades. Like, I guarantee you your fan mail fatalities are just as good as your writing.
So yeah, Darkseid versus Thanos. It seems like Brand 2K is kind of bowing out here.
Frickin' Omega Beams. The worst written superpower in the history. What do they do? I don't know. Everything's gone. Where does it go? I don't know, but it's gone. What do they look like? Oh, you know the little blazers that come out of Superman's eyes? Yeah. Make them zigzaggy.
OP, man. Very OP.
Versus a bastardization of a Celestial who doesn't actually have any power until he gets the power together.
Exactly.
Ding, ding, ding. 10-second knockout. Just take how fast do Omega Beams travel? If they would just travel direct, wouldn't they get there a lot faster? Would that be a world record for knockout? I'm just like, I know Batman dodged him once.
He's like, I'm never doing that again.
Thanos will do a barrel roll right into him. Like,
and to be fair, on the DC versus Marvel spectrum, right? There was really no other person to put against Darkseid, right? Because they're the counterparts, right?
He'd have to be full Infinity Gauntlet, but that wouldn't be fair because he just snapped him out of existence.
Exactly.
So like, there's no competition. It's like fighting a nuke and putting a nuke and a Moab together on top of each other. Which one went further? We don't know. They both blew up. Wait.
If these two entities were real and this happened, we'd be FUCK, man. Fuck.
Here's the thing. We wouldn't even know what was happening. That's no.
The collateral damage on this would be like...
There would be no collateral damage. There would be none. If Thanos doesn't have the Infinity Gauntlet, he gets zapped by the Omega Beams instantly and dies. And I'm talking this from the time it leaves his eyes to Thanos is the amount of time that battle would exist.
I was saying the collateral damage from the Mega Beams alone.
He'd shoot him up in the air. That's why there's zigzagging. They go wherever the heck he wants it to. Boom. Gone. Done. Looks around. Ain't nothing here for me. The anti-life equation's not here. I'm gone. He wouldn't stay. There's no reason to stay. He doesn't have there's no collateral damage. Same with Thanos. He would sap him out of existence. He'd just poof.
If you beg a differ, let us know in the comments. We're always looking for our next matchup. We hinted at this one last episode. That's why we did this episode. But what should our next one be? Wrestling talk for this week. I only have a couple of things to say. So Leo Rush officially signed with Impact Wrestling. Yes. You may know him from the WWE. He spent some time there. Very crazy talent. He won the X Division title recently and then got injured. So he's out for about a month. But luckily for him and Impact, the next pay-per-view is the end of next month, end of this month. So he should be like coming back like right in time to defend his title. So he probably won't have to give it up and do a whole relinquish thing. So he should be able to face Chris Sabin at Emergence, hopefully. So in this, they gained Leo Rush and lost Nick Aldis, and they also lost Zicky Dice, not of NWA fame. So they lost 2, gained Leo Rush. I hate to be that guy, but I think I'm okay with that trade.
Depend on the wrestler, and Leo Rush is that's a solid pickup.
Yeah, the only one I'm kind of bummed about is Nick Aldis, the National Treasure. Mickey James's husband, as much surprised, but known for that. He's a really great talent, and the rumor is that he's left Impact Wrestling because he's going to accept a producer job with the WWE, which I think is an utter waste of somebody's talent just to make him just a producer.
Yeah, but for not putting your body on the line.
Yeah, but so he may end up with WWE as a producer. It's going to stink not seeing him on the screen anymore, but good luck to Nick Aldis. Other than that, that's the key things that I could think of. You got anything?
Are we talking about WWE at all?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, breaking news. Don't know how long he's out. Rey Mysterio injured.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Rey Mysterio's out. Got the Bloodline storyline in full effect.
Right. Don't even get me started. Dom, NXT champion, NXT North American champion.
Right, Dirty Dom.
Dirty Dom.
I at first wasn't a Dominic Mysterio fan. At first.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody made an argument to me recently saying you can argue that he's the best heel in wrestling, not just in WWE, but in wrestling.
Current storyline, just what's happening right now. I could go for that.
And I would say there's some merit to that. I want to say talent-wise, he's the best heel in wrestling. I don't think he's that great in the ring, but
I think the character and how much of a stinking heat magnet he is.
Him and Rhea Ripley are basically Eddie and China. The same sort of dynamic. So, but no, I would agree. If he's not the best heel in wrestling, he's definitely up there. I would say the only person who probably may have a little bit on him is because he's done it so long and has perfected the art of being a dick is Bully Ray.
That's a character flaw at this point. That's not even a character word.
Don't say that. I probably put Bully Ray up there on my top list. So right now, along with Dom, along with AEW, of course you have Chris Jericho who's killing it as a heel, and you have, but yeah, I would say Dominic Mysterio is arguably one of the best heels in wrestling.
He's just such a stinking heat magnet, and people just love to hate him. That's their job. I mean, I'm just shocked how much. I'm just really shocked because I was not. I was like, man, this is stupid. I don't know why they're doing it. I don't know why. Like, let him just be his dad's sidekick for a while, and then him take the reins and keep going with the lucha style.
Mm-hmm.
But with what he's able to do in the ring and how they're using him, I think he's top tier. I would agree.
Let us know what you're looking forward to. What you're watching. Are you a W guy? Are you a WWE person? Are you an Impact person? Are you AEW? Are you AWA? NWA is making a comeback with Billy Corgan. So, what are you watching? Are you watching them all? Is there one that you absolutely hate?
Is there anybody in New Japan that we haven't seen highlights of that we need to go look up right now? Let us know in the comments.
Okada, man. That's who I would say. Find all the Okada footage you can, because the Rainmaker, man.
That's awesome.
He's appeared in AEW a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, let us know what you're watching. What promotion you mess with, which ones you don't. Love to hear it. And finally, that time of the show, man, we got to pay the bills.
Ding, ding, ding. Ring that dinner bell. Ring that dinner bell.
So, as you know, we have our lovely sponsor, Apex Energy.
Apex Energy, thank you so much for putting down a product that we actually enjoy. Guys, you got a powdered energy drink that finally doesn't taste like foot fungus after you drink it for a little bit of time. My big thing with any energy drink is the aftertaste. Like, I typically will run for a Monster White, but now my go-to is Cherry Limeade with Apex. It's perfectly balanced, lots of flavor, none of that foot fungus aftertaste, easy mix, and it's just great. It's just amazing.
And also StreamYard, as you see, powered by StreamYard in the corner there. We are affiliate with StreamYard, so the link will be in the description. If you sign up using our affiliate link, you save $20 off your first month on a paid tier. So
it's a big deal.
So if you're interested, StreamYard is excellent. I love it. It makes it streaming very simple. You stream to multiple platforms at once. You can do a lot within the integration of StreamYard itself. A lot of your favorite YouTubers are probably using it. Think Media, I can go on and on. A lot of the big ones out there use StreamYard, and there's a reason why they're using it.
A lot of the hard stuff out of the way for you. It establishes a nice little platform for you, and you just work from there.
Mm-hmm. To be totally transparent, there is a free tier, and we actually use it. The free tier, the only limitations I would say why somebody would want to go to the paid tier. And I'm talking to you YouTubers out there who do podcasts and stuff like that, or think about doing a podcast. Is you can stream to multiple channels other than just only to just one. So on your paid tiers, you open it up to the first tier is 3, and it goes to 4, and it goes to 5. So the highest paid tier, 5 different platforms at once. So, which is something to consider. And that's number 3 in the books, my friend.
Is it done? Is it over? How'd we do? What do you think?
I think we did great. We're a little over an hour, which is about normal for us.
It's solid. It's absolutely solid. Well, guys, in closing, thank you so much for being here. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button below. Me should be like right
there. Yeah, right there.
And then also down in the comments, let us know what you want to talk about, what you want to see, what you guys are seeing on your Twitter feeds. I guess now your X feeds.
All right. That's a topic we didn't even touch.
We didn't even touch it. We'll hit it next episode. But let us know what you guys are seeing out there. Let us know what you guys want us to talk about, and we love talking about it. So engage with us. We'll get right back to you.
Remember, this is not just your Nerdy Geek podcast. This is your Nerdy Geek community. As always, keep it nerdy. We're at 22 and counting. Love them to love. Till next time.